Hi people, welcome to Life Matters, the Ano Adedire. If this is your first time joining me, where have you been? Thank you very much for joining in today. Today we're going to be having an amazing conversation. Like I said, we always have amazing conversations on the show, and today is not going to be different. But before I get into the show, if you're this is your first time joining, you should go call your friends, tell your friends, yeah, we're just going to be playing a couple of videos from my guests, and we'll move on to what we're going to discuss today. So please share the like button, the notification button, share, and let us know what you love us to have today. But without further ado, I'll be playing a couple of clips from my guests' band shows. Like, we're talking about how bands have evolved over the years and over generations. I remember that when I was younger, it was more or less like everybody wanted a DJ to come and play at their party, because the DJ will be able to play different kind of songs that they love, that they understand, that they can relate to. I remember that growing up to my early teens, it was easier to listen to Ayefele and dance to his songs, because it was very, very it was very, very danceable. Yeah, it was very, very, very I can't even lie to you, it was very danceable. But right now you see that more events want a band and a DJ, or just a DJ. Like you see, like for my own wedding, if I had my way, I'll be a DJ on that day. I would have been a DJ on that day, but I had a DJ, but I am like a strong band person. I love band. I love the fact that bands control the entire mood of DJs do. But the thing is, let me tell you the truth. DJs control like the atmosphere and the mood of the event, but bands are like the OGs. If we do that, so let's just make a couple of clips, and so that you understand what I'm trying to tell you. So this is from Diary Another Level. They did an event in 2018. You can. I guess it's here already. So it's super punctual.
Okay.
So you help me eliminate background noise.
Okay.
So for those that don't understand, like the feel of okay, can hear myself in your I can hear myself in your echo.
You can hear. Oh, okay. But I can't hear myself.
Yeah. Do you have an earpiece that you can use?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah. So for most people, yeah, so there's a feedback thing going on. So for those that didn't really listen well, I'm going to play it again before I had my guest on. So you grew so the reason why in the olden days they used to prefer bands over like DJs is because then, okay, so if you kind of frankly listen to what he was saying, he was trying to like hype somebody. And the thing is that if you go to all those old classics by Ebenezer Obey and King Sunny Ade and all those OG guys that have one of the best bands like in the whole wide world, right? One of the things they always do is to make sure that they have those rich men, and they are there and they are calling their names, and those rich men, you know how their head is swelling, and they start pouring money, or they just go and splash money on them. It was the in thing, right? Then growing up, you are the small kid who like DJ because you want to dance to whatever song you used to listen to, or maybe MTV Babes, and then Plantation Boys came out. There's so many songs that came out then when we were younger, yeah. And you want to listen to Yahooze and all those songs. You want to listen to them because these were the songs that were raining. But and then most bands couldn't infuse the Afrobeat into like band songs, like Afro Juju songs. We had Shina Peters there. There's so many people that till now they still sing. I remember in olden days to Salawa Abeni. Yes, I know she still sings in some events till now, but I'm talking about old school OG, like for Nigerian ones. I've not gotten my research so in depth to what most Caucasians like, but I know that for most Caucasian weddings, you see more of DJs over bands. 99% of the time, if you go for like an event or you go for a wedding, you see that they want a DJ over a band because the DJ will play all their favorite songs. But it would be nice to actually have like someone who got married in the 60s or in the 70s that can give us a lowdown or breakdown. Yeah, in the olden days, what they call it? I don't know how to call it. Yeah, it's olden days, we'll call it still. Like at the end of the day, those times I was not even born. Like they didn't even remember that they want to born me. They didn't even know that they will born me. So yeah, that's basically it. But for those joining me for the first time, welcome to Life Matters with Anna Dediri. Yeah, I can still hear that echo.
No, there shouldn't be.
I can hear it. I can hear myself.
So,
yeah. So you need a earpiece if you want to stop that.
Okay. No, I don't have my earpiece here.
No.
I don't have my earpiece.
So you see, you see Nigerian phone is short Nigerian phone because you're echoing back at me like I'm the one who talking to you.
Hold on, let me check my phone.
Or maybe you should restart the phone. Yeah. So that's it. No shit to Nigerians. I'm a Nigerian, very proud. Peace, Nigerian Paisley. So yeah, that's basic. And I know that a lot of event planners have more of a tilt towards bands and DJs, but some event plan, like I'm going to have an event planner next week, and she's going to come talk about why it's really necessary for you to plan. Like you need a planner for your event. Basically, you need a planner that knows book or that knows their work. Because if you don't have a planner that knows what they're doing, that has everything on lockdown, I believe that at least 3 to 4 weeks to your wedding, everything should be on deck. Your planner is giving you 200% attention for that. But we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about bands. Growing up, we knew all about what they call it. We knew all about like King Sunny Ade. We knew about Ebenezer. But those are the two. And if it was true, legend has it that they were rivals at some point. And I think before Obey gave his life to Christ, one of those things. And they used to, you know what they call beef? So y'all didn't know beef before now. So bands used to throw shit at each other. It's a place to settle scores when they have stuff to discuss or talk about. It's like that's where they'll come and settle their fights. If I remember very well. And for the rich people, they are very, very happy to come and spread the band money because they know that the band is going to hail and sway their head and make their head swell. And I don't think that happens today. But before I continue, welcome to Life Matters with Anna Adejiri. It is your first time, welcome. Today we're talking about how bands have evolved over generations. And I kind of piggyback to different generational steps or different generational roadblocks to which we've seen different bands work, and how bands have evolved today, where bands are now doing hip-hop songs, they're now doing rap songs, bands are now putting like the new Afro beats into the regular Afro Juju style. So today I'm talking to a guest of mine. His name is Dare Ayelabola, but you know him as Dare Another Level. Yes. Oh my God. Why is your volume so low? You need to throw away your phone. I'm just like, it's a personal it's an outcry. It's very low. I'm very serious. I'm very serious. It's very, very low. Like, I don't think people in like next slide can even hear you. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, that, you know, people, let's start to pray for my guest's phone. You know, a couple of minutes ago it was echoing so bad, you know, but I'm just saying that it's so low. But I've heard no. No, I'm actually serious. If I do a recording, it is so like, okay, so if it's loud and clear for most people, then that's good. Well, from here, it's a very, very low. Okay, so my first question was, when did you get into the like music game, if you want to call it that? Okay. So guys, I can't lie to you. That was very, very low. Like, I can't even hear anything anymore. I don't know, maybe it's from me or it's from him. But that's why it's always easier for me to have the show on my show page. It's always way easier, like way easier for guests to have that conversation on that phone. Yeah, so the thing is, I said probably I wanted to have something else. So let me give you a snippet of what happens. So by the time I'm having a conversation with a guest, it's recording live. Now, when it's recording live, the guest's voice or the sound or the video has to be very good, because when it is clear, it's clear for those on the podcast to listen, right? I remember that we put everything on the podcast. So if it's not clear enough, if it's not audible enough from here, and because I use 3 devices, hi Peter, how are you doing? Because I use 3 devices, one has to fit the others, and it's not the style that you can break them into 3 and have just one big screen. That they've not done. I wish they can do that, but they've not done that yet. So when they do that for us, then we'll be happy. But right now, they've not done that. So we have to kind of...
So can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, it should be from your end then.
Okay, so what year did you start, what do you call it?
Music.
What year did you start music, and why did you go into band? You could have done any other thing. Why band?
Okay, I started in 2004. And I started in Ibadan.
Okay.
Church, obviously. I mean, church choir. And I started developing interest in doing my own kind of music, infusing Fuji into what's up, and 2004 majorly. But the break kind of came in 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? Like, where were you at what stage of your life, or what stage of your life were you at that point? What church were you going? Were your parents supportive? Why band? Did something make you want to go into being a full-time music person? You could have probably been a DJ, or maybe done something else. So
maybe
or being a music teacher.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So why?
I was actually a dance instructor at a point. I mean, I was a dance instructor at a point. I was under Royal Dancers at the time in Ibadan. So a school got me to train their kids for dance and all. At that time, I was still in between dance and music. Dance was sweeting me, although it was hard. But But yeah.
You dance?
Very well, sir. Very well.
Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's not, no, don't say up to date, because we know how you dance now. We know how you dance.
That kind of dance now is what makes it happen now.
It's okay. Okay, let's move on. So what was the big break in 2006? What church were you going before then?
Okay, I was going to church with my mom before 2004. So later, a friend of mine invited me to RCCG in 2004 for a variety service. I mean, it was just a youth church coming up under Jesus Embassy, a teens church under Jesus Embassy at the time. So I went there and I fell in love with the way they did their games, the music, the dance. It was just fun, bunch of young people doing their thing. I mean, and they had a pastor. He was a young pastor at the time too. So I said, okay, let me join. So in between 2006, 2004, and 2005, my friend approached me and said, can you try and switch up the game of music in church? At the time, it was the normal, ba 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 loke ba ba, all those songs. I said, one, I don't know how to sing. Yes, music was not my. I was born with it, but I didn't know that I had it in me. Let me put it that way. Because I was a drummer before I joined the church. I mean, I played the drums very well. Drum set, yes. Even my drummer now knows that Timbati when Toba playing, you know.
For my non non-Yoruba speaking audience. So he was a drummer, and you know how instrumentalists are when you play rubbish. You know, exactly. there was something funny that happened. So Marvin Sapp went to a church, and he was about to sing. So he told the guy to play a particular key, and the guy didn't play it. So he was like, no. I said A this, and in my head, I probably would not know the difference, right? And it's like part of it. It's a music thing. It's just like someone that sings. When you get into a church and they are singing stuff,
then you'll be like, okay. Okay.
Let's continue. Let's not open this canker worm of worms.
Okay. So I said, I told him, I said, I'm not a music person. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So shortly after that, the pastor's wife came to me and said, please come and join the choir. I don't know how to sing. I'm extremely shy, man. You don't just tell me to come and join the choir. I can't face people. She begged me. So I went to do join body. I called two of my friends. Please, let's join the choir. So they joined.
Okay.
2 weeks after they joined, he was sweeting us. They left. So it was
but they don't find girls in the choir.
Yes, they were fine girls, but at the time we were just young. So, and we were supposed to take a Thanksgiving service because we are just teens. We are not too many. So everybody had to do, the person in choir was still the person in technical, and some people, you know that kind of interdepartmental kind of. Okay, so I said, okay, that I was going to try and sing that particular Sunday. So the guy now said, can you do Fuji? I said, but this guy has messed everything up. I don't know how to sing. You said I should do Fuji. I said, one, I don't like Fuji. Forget it. I don't like Fuji. My brother listens to a lot of Fuji, especially from Kwam1. So I said, I don't like it. But it was her insisting that, okay, try it. I'm serious. It will work. Let's have something different from... I didn't know, maybe God was just trying to twist that guy that... Okay, so, well, I went to listen to some Fuji songs. Then at the time was when you have... So I went to pick those songs. I did them. I did all of those songs. And it was a tush, Jesus Embassy, tush people. We did it. The pastor just called me after saying, let me see that guy. I said, what's it on? What's it called? He said, what you did in church today, can you repeat it next week? I said, sir, it was just, in my mind, I was like, he was just a fluke. It's just a fluke. Oh. We just packaged something together, sir. I said, no, because it sounded somehow different. So can you repeat it next week? I said, yes, sir. So we did it. Then people started coming to church when they heard that they do this kind of song in this church. So Variety Sunday was a big deal for almost everybody that heard about it from that time in church. So 2006, early 2006, I met with the landlords, them Jazzy B, Benga Denuga, and they were like, okay, this guy sounded different. So one day in 2006, God just gave me that song. Boya lemon, another level ni mowa, oponti soon, another level, pata pata. That's all. So at that time, I just sang the song. The next thing I knew, Redemption Camp, another level. Then they had Next Level. So that song was the theme song in camp. People watched it all over. It was everywhere. Another level, another level. So people started calling. So Dari, I didn't know the Dari I was going to answer to, because I just tell people, just call me Dari. Because there was Dari at Aladi, there was Dari Melody at the time. So people keep asking, which Dari do we call you? But when they started hearing another level, that song, another level. So it was now Dari Toko, another level. Yeah, that Dari that sang another level. Dari, so another Dari, another level now is stuck.
Yeah.
So 2006 to forever, we are here.
Amen.
Amen.
So my next question, because I was talking about this, and my own exposure to band was more or less like a group of people in choir that like parties will go and do it. But let's kind of go back memory lane. You growing up.
Yeah.
What was the band life like? Like when you go for a party, then you what was it like when you see a set of maybe guys or ladies? Were there women in bands? Were there more men than women? How did it work? How then, like, let's say in the 80s, how did it work that band was the one that took over everything that we had basically, like in Africa basically? Because if you won't see the kind of, and then a cappella was what was in sync then, so everybody wanted to have an a cappella band. So what was it like then? And then we'll come to what's it like now.
Okay, at the time, if I can remember, well, I'm an 80s baby. I was born in the 80s, but when I started hearing the first live band I heard, apart from listening to KSA and the likes at the time, but that I saw live band was Michael Ade. And Michael Ade at the time was playing at my grandpa's 70th birthday then. So it sounded nice. And the music was different. Then I was like, okay, they started mentioning people's names and this, and you know, there's this flow that you go with. You get, you know, and I saw the way people were spraying money. I mean, as a young child, I didn't really understand, but I realized that it was just sweet somehow. But it was men, majorly men, because I have had females or ladies in my band before the present ones now, before the ones I have now. And by the time we've been singing for, let's say, 2 hours, they are tired. They just want to sit down. They are on heels. They just want to change to slippers. You get, at the time, maybe one of them was going to be doing that monthly thing, and she's not just feeling herself. So majorly, most band leaders don't want to take ladies because they are not. Most of the ladies are not up to the task. Before, let me just divert into now first. Not that they are not up to the task by singing or their vocal prowess. No, the stamina, the energy to stand. If we go and sing in a burial I have till date, ladies will tell you they are tired because burials take longer than wedding receptions.
Yeah.
I will stand from 1 p.m. to like 7, 8 p.m. singing, and I will not sit down. If I want to use style to sit down, that is when I want to do akpala. Then I'll sit down. But people won't know. That's when I want to do akpala, maybe for like 15 minutes. But you can't sit down because omoloku, this, that, this person, that you can't try it. But ladies will tell you, oh, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
Okay,
I want to sit down.
So before we go back to the past, I just want to say that okay, so let me see how to, so it doesn't sound like okay. For me, I don't believe that school of thought, because I believe that it depends on the training the person, either male or female. I've seen lazy male singers that are
of course,
and I've seen like the most hardworking. But it depends on your training. Like for me now, the kind of trainings that we had for singing was 12 hours of praise. It was and because you know you're singing with it, like if I'm going to sing in a band, I know the kind of shoes I'm going to wear. So let me give you an example. So I think I have a couple of my shoes here. So if I'm going to sing at an event, right, and I'm going to back up, I won't wear something like this.
Exactly. I
won't wear something like this because I know that the platform here cannot take so much of for 6-7 hours. I won't want to do this. But if I'm going to go for an event and I'm going to sing throughout that day, what I'd rather do is either I wear something like this, where it's not too high, or I wear something of it's a little bit far from where I am, or something even as small as this. Now, for me, I feel like for standing, for each person, we're all different. There's some men that can't stand for that long too. And remember that some of these guys are sitting down playing the bass, or sitting down playing the drums, or some are sitting down. Like there's a variety to it. But when it comes to the ladies, a lot of times what happens is if your training isn't for longer singing, I had that problem when I came to Canada. Oh, we are having 6 hours praise. Please, how many people will be available? I think we should do like 30 minutes amongst everybody. I'm like, why can't you do 2 hours of praise straight on? Because my kind of training coming from Nigeria is that at least the least hour before you say my throat is maxed out is 3 hours.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Like, oh, before I get exhausted, maybe I'm coming from work and I'm going to an event. Before I can tell you I'm so tired, I must have sung like, I'm not a gentle, except if it's the song, like if it's a song that I have to sing according to the mood of the song, I'm not a gentle singer. So I'm the kind of person that will jump, that will run, that will dance, I will do all that on stage, and I can do it for 2-3 hours straight up. But that's because my training helped me to do that, and I do that with heels. I do that with this kind of heels. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But for events, I don't think it's that women, and you can't blame a lot. I think some other things are factors why a lot of men don't put a lot of ladies in their bands. I think marriage is one of the factors where if the person he or she is married to isn't buying the vision, it will deter their own business, and business comes first, and they don't want to be that because of their business you lose your marriage. You understand? So that's why I can relate to some things you said, but some other things I believe that it's more or less of training, where I feel like where some people get trained is the place where you sing for 30 minutes and you quickly run again. Some people sing for 10 minutes and they're drinking water on stage.
Exactly.
Do you understand? Do you understand? So that's why I said there are two sides to it, where there's the option of, okay, so what kind of person? Like I don't have cramps at all. So if I go and sing at an event, I will stand, dance, baby body, do everything. Like on Sunday, were watching the video for my wedding, and I'm looking and I'm like, on Friday I didn't eat anything. But the way
joy filled you up. The joy filled you up.
So that's the thing. Once I grab a mic, there
You can't be hungry. You can't be
there are
hungry.
some neurons in my head that don't talk. You understand? So it depends on your training. Now, when a lady also worked a lot of guys, like I was the only girl, or we're just 2 girls in like a band of 10 guys or 6, 7 guys. So okay, and if you work with this person, Banji Fadeon,
yeah,
he's like that too. Once he picks the mic by 3, you're not sitting down till the end. Do you understand?
Sure.
So I've done different events with him that it can't make me want to say, oh, after please, I want to. It doesn't work that way. You understand? So
yeah.
I get the balance, but I feel trainings also. I think that people like you that have been in the band game for a very long time should train more people on when it comes to endurance, singing for longer hours and the like. So
Yeah.
that's that about that. So I said I was going to talk extent so that it doesn't look like you are talking about women not being equipped enough to sing in bands. That's not what we see, guys.
Just
before feminist movement come on your page.
Please, oh no, I don't mean it that way. Oh.
Okay, so for you, when all those rivalry comes up and all those beef comes up, and you see a lot of I mean in the olden days where you see Sonny singing Martin, Obey Boys, that's when we knew about beef.
Yeah.
Is this still going on now?
Well, not that I know of. The last one that I knew of was Kwam1 and Saheed Osupa.
No, I mean like when you talk about new bands now.
New bands now.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I never knew. Okay.
Although it is kind of under G.
Okay.
It's only in-house that you know.
Okay.
That this band and that band, I mean, there are popular bands that something like that is happening between them now. Popular bands, as in that. Before you mention 1, 2, 3, 4, you get to them. You get, but they are managing it well. Personally, I don't see a reason why you should have that beef.
Okay.
Because of and majorly it's because of the fans.
Okay.
Fan base. Do you understand? Because most of us, let me put it that way, most of us have different fans and we have the same fans.
Okay.
So band A will want to win the same fan that you have over to himself.
Okay.
Band B will want to win that same fan over to himself. That is where the scoring starts from. Now, another thing is, especially when that fan is one fan,
okay,
that is heavy and loaded.
Okay.
You want to do everything to
have
take that
out to yourself.
You will do everything. You rehearse, you impress, you do over impression and everything. You understand?
Yeah.
But one of these band leaders told me something. I mean, one of the people inside told me something. Said, "Let 1,000 bands open today. Everybody will eat and will have more than enough." And it's the truth. Since when we all knew them, King Sunny Ade, we have had bands after them. And most of these bands are doing well. Do you understand? And it doesn't stop King Sunny Ade from still doing well. So I think that's the mentality that most of us, I don't want to do most of them, most of us don't have. That the sky is so big that everybody will be fine in it. I've never seen two birds since when I was born till now. I have never seen two birds hit each other on air and fell down. Never. And falls down. Me, really, it has never happened before. That these two birds, they were now going, there was no space again. They now collided and fell down. Have you seen it before? No. It has never happened before. Except maybe they are witches flying in the day. Then they met. Then the Holy Ghost fired them and they fell down. But majorly it still happens, but it is very, very minute, because the moment you start giving your energy to let's beef. People would have passed you by. And when you ask the law, people would have passed you by. I mean, you just see another band come up, and at the end of the day, that band seamlessly will just take that fan away from you, both of you, because you are beefing somebody's beefing somebody. It happened then. But nowadays, it's just on that because you don't want to put yourself in a mess.
So I want to ask a question, and I want to be like 300% truthful about it.
Yeah.
Why don't we have 100% gospel bands? Why is it that when we have people that start as gospel bands, and when I mean gospel bands, I mean strictly singing just gospel songs in the most aludrocious. So for those that don't know what aludro means, aludro is like the kind of reading and the kind of like, it's a reading that you can't take from anyone, and most times it's done by Yorubas in the southwest part of Nigeria. So why is it that we don't have a lot of gospel bands that sing at events? Why is it that once the gospel bands get a little form of popularity, we start mixing songs with non-gospel songs? The truth.
That's a good one.
Okay.
But I'll put it this way. Somebody said something one time. Said the grace is in the church. Grace is in the church. Money is in the world.
Is money not in the church?
There is money in the church, but the church will not most likely pay you the way those secular guys will pay you. Now, let me say this. I, for one, I will say it anywhere. I'm a musician, and I pass for a gospel artist. Not because I do other songs at parties, but I understand the place of spirituality, number one. And that is my first love and my first assignment, which I don't joke with. Any concert, any church, this, that, I am there. Money or no money, because I understand that when I do one or two of those, like 4 or 5 of parties are coming to me. It is a tested, tested norm for me. So I understand that works for me. Secondly, as a gospel artist, then I went to an event. They got me from the church. Are you with me?
I'm listening.
They got me from the church. The pastor of that church got me for that event. And I started singing, oh yeah, me no, me must be infect. Then I sang gospel, beautiful, and we do it then steady. So the groom and the bride were dancing. I mean, people were flowing. And the groom came to me. Oh, Monica. No. Oh, Monica. What's she about from one? Oh, Monica. Oh, gospel kudalataro. She municipal born in church, me in a church. If I wanted to listen to gospel music, wouldn't I go to church? Why are you people like this? No, it wasn't that. He called me after the event. So he was on stage there. Can't you just sing? I mean, can't you just call somebody's name? Can't you just try and do something? I mean, you are reading the event already. My mouth was heavy. I didn't know what to sing again. How much did they pay at the time? Maybe 30,000 naira. So I remembered one song, just like that. So I just sing that song too, just like that. Hey. But now look at the difference. People are now getting happier. So sometimes it's not the gospel band's fault or the musician's fault. It is even the people that the pastor. Let it be a pastor, the GO that is doing something. my darling, they will tell you that you don't know how to sing.
Okay.
The church.
So let's figure out for 1 minute, because this is giving me a migraine already. Okay. So I understand the concept. Like for my wedding, it was an agreement between me. I know that Pleasant Sound does varieties of events, and I told them for my wedding I want strictly gospel songs. The moment I started singing one kind of songs, I told Money, go and tell them I didn't pay for this. We had an agreement. I don't listen to trash. I don't listen to those songs you're singing. So if I can't listen to it in my secular do work, I can't listen to it on my events. That was a conversation we had. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And someone had to message me after the wedding and say that was the first time they're seeing going to an event and it's strictly gospel and had the most of fun in their life.
Yeah.
I've had DJ NST on the show where he talked about how he struggles and sometimes still struggles till now, where he can be at an event, probably the mother of the bride wants an all gospel stuff, and he's doing it. And yeah, we're going to talk about that. And we're doing it. And he said that the groom comes to meet him and say, don't you have some Wizkid songs? We need some of these songs. And he said that sometimes he brings backup DJs for situations like that. And that he packed the stuff and the backup DJ was doing his secular thing. He said sometimes it doesn't allow him to get so many jobs. When he first started, he said, but he stood his ground to understand that he's a gospel DJ. You might not like gospel songs that much, but that's one of the things that get to me a lot, especially when it comes to, if you say you're a gospel band, I take you as and this is something that and someone is reminding me of something we talked about 2 weeks ago, which was pressure. I think that it depends on the assignment and the assignment giver, right? So if God has called me to have a band in Canada, note it from me. I remember that when I first got to Canada, I used to do a lot of DJ work. And these are done for 3 events. The first one was like an outdoor thing, and they came to me, oh, don't you have this whiskey? Don't you have this? I don't have it. I only play gospel songs. And I'm going to give you one of the best mix of your entire life. The second event was a dinner. Oh my God. Everybody turned up and they were like, are you sure we've been listening to gospel songs? Yes. No, I've actually had more than 3 events. The third event was like an indoor thing, and I was the one that DJ'd, and it was like, oh my God, where are you getting these songs from? The fourth one, which I wanted to reference to what you said, was a pastor's dinner. So because it was a pastor's dinner, it was a pastor's but couple's dinner, yeah? And they had it out of town, just a little bit in the outskirts of town. And I went to DJ there, and I played the old school blues, the Tosin Martins, you don't have so many gospel love songs as we have right now. So I had to piggyback to like Michael Bublé, Michael Bolton, all those old school, Dolly Parton, all those old school songs, which I felt like they could reminisce with. And towards the end, and I was already playing like a couple of gospel, Stomp, Revolution, like gospel songs that they could still relate to at some point. And a pastor's wife meets me and said, sister, you've been doing well since. She said in Yoruba, you've been doing well since, but don't you have Jibanjini? So in my head, I'm thinking, wait, like, the agreement we had was, you get what I'm saying? The agreement, so I'm like, no, I don't have those kind of songs. The kind of songs I have are more of like love songs, gospel love songs, some other love songs that are alternative love songs that we can work around. And she's like, no, I really like Fall in Love by Duban. I started mentioning a lot of like Nigerian mainstream music. And she wanted this, she wanted that. And I'm like, I don't have it. And that was the last time I had anything to do with like, and the sixth event was also a youth gathering outdoor. And it was the same thing. They wanted a lot of secular, like mainstream secular songs, and they want to do song,
Yeah.
like that song. And for me, I'm like, it doesn't work that way. If we're having an event and you want a secular DJ, I would say go get a secular DJ. I will not. I don't listen to the songs. I don't believe in them. And that's how I feel like bands should be. I feel like you should not be under the pressure of, because some people will not listen, or some people will not like your songs, or some people will not like what you're singing, for you to change your mood. I feel like if you're called to be a gospel band, stick with it, because the giver of the assignment will surely send your own clients to you. I believe that strongly. I don't believe in, that's my belief. So people might feel like, oh, I know, you know, bills are real, people got a chop. Yes, but just like when I had Laulu Wedro in the beginning, in the like first season of the first year of the show, and he said something. He said he always tells people that, please, if you're into music business, have a business by the side.
Yeah.
Because it's very important that you have at least some turnover aside from like music in itself. And when you look at it, the truth is we have gotten down to the pressure of trying to do all these things according to what people want, and not what the giver of the assignment has given us. Now, I remember that listening to all them KSA, Obey, Shina Peters, Salawa, Benny, Kwamwan, all those guys were doing it according to what they knew. By the time you saw Obey giving his life to Christ, you can see the turnaround in his music, right? So why can't we, like, understand what you said, but should that be reason enough for someone who has a claim to be a gospel band to change their focus?
Well, that's not enough reason, like you said. I mean, everyone. Let me say, everyone has a vision. Even that's the from the assignment giver. Yes, you have an assignment. You have where you're going to. Before I wrote Another Level, a pastor told myself and my mom and said, by so and so time, by 2006 or thereabouts, this guy will be in another level. And you understand. So when the song came, and people started saying, Dari, Another Level, I was doing my things in church and everything. Church was not too encouraging and everything, but because of the love and passion I have for what I was doing or what I am doing, I kept at it. So parties started coming.
Okay.
But I deliberately...
God is the assignment giver.
Yes, God is the assignment giver. Okay. So I deliberately chose King Sunny Ade's songs because there are a lot, there's a lot of sense.
Depth.
And depth, yes. And a lot of gospel stuff there. I mean, the man wrote the one we sing in church today is a song. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Most of the songs that we even sing in church were written by either Wale Adenuga at the time, Benga Adenuga, King Sunny Ade, Ebenezer Obey. Listen to their songs very well. All of those songs. Do you understand? So I deliberately chose King Sunny Ade, a bit of Ebenezer Obey in my doing their songs at parties, because I know that people would definitely relate with Ebenezer Obey and King Sunny Ade. Go to any party, anywhere that it is happening that is for Nigerians.
Okay.
That the Nigerians are hosting. You will have KSA and Ebenezer Obey in there. So I started doing them. But I will tell you, when you call me for events, I will tell you something. If it's a wedding, I will tell you, these are the kind of songs I do. A bit of this, a bit of this. Because the trend now is that you have a mixture of almost everything.
Yeah.
But in that mix, because there are some mixes that you mix. So in that mix, you need to know. Some people want you to sing, "Oh, your dear saying song." I will not do that. Do you understand? Tell them these are the songs I will sing. If you are selecting songs from, I think I need to say this. if you are singing in a band, or if you're a band leader and you are selecting songs to sing in an event so that you can suit or suit everybody at the same time, you can't please everyone, but at least that your clients will get value for his or her money.
Oh, he can actually do it. He is like someone is asking, especially if you can also do moves like KSA. He's like a
Tell them to check my page.
1/16 of KSA. Just
it's a lie.
You're just trying. No, you're just trying to be very sincere.
It's because I have not seen things. So wait for the event of this weekend. You will see things. Let them go and check my page.
I'm sorry. I'm a diehard. You know, I told you that if not that I didn't have access to KSA early, like that.
If we had known earlier, you know, it's like we give him like a year or thereabout notice. I would have dragged the man.
Doesn't matter. But the point is still that make sure that you know what you're doing. Like as a band, I don't believe in pressure when it comes to.
No, don't do that again.
Don't be pressured about it. But before we go, because we're running out of time.
Are you serious?
Yes, it's just 1 hour. It's almost done. Now, what's your take about? What do you think the future of band will be? Because now we're doing a lot of Afro beat songs instead of all these songs you're referring to. What do you think the future of bands will be as at the next 10 years? Do you think we'll still have bands? Do you think we'll have more of hip hop bands over that? What do you think? How can I know my style if I want to have a band? How can I understand my style? And I think my final question will be, if I want to budget for a band, how much should be my at least starting price? So yeah, these are the questions.
Okay, number one question. The future of bands between now and the next 10 years will be very bright. Okay. Provided we as band people, let me just put that, band people, we as band people are willing to put in the work, then be very creative with our own ideas that this logo is for this band. Okay. Do you understand? KSA carved a niche for himself with his music and his dancing.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
With music and dancing. So over time, even if you do not know KSA, if they say that musician that dances like this, you will have an idea that, okay, I think this is the person. So if every band puts in work, add their own little sauce to what they have on ground, like you are taking from KSA, taking from King Wasiu, anything. Okay, that this is majorly, this 10 minutes so is our own original, what was it called? Original composition or original dance, whatever thing it is. Do you understand? Yeah. Then that way, you can last through maybe the next year. Then if another band comes up with another thing, the trend will be going hand in hand. Then we'll keep live band up. At a point, Fuji music was going to die because Juju music was raining. People did not want all these thugs and everything because they know that Fuji people and NURCW people and thugs are the same. And everything. But somebody like King Wasiu Ayinde brought in classical Fuji, which was more for the elites. And it was accepted. That's why you could see somebody like King Wasiu Ayinde play for Okoya, play for Tinubu, because it redefined Fuji in a particular way. So Fuji music now is in. Like the event I went for last weekend, they demanded for Saheed Osupa, Pasuma, and Wasiu. I mean, the meaningful songs. I mean, the songs they were telling me were meaningful songs that those guys sang. So there's going as long as we redefine what we do day in, day out, year in, year out, add little sauce here and there, will be good. Will be very good. Hip hop people need live band. They even use live bands now. Hip hop, you don't just play CD. I can't just pay you 4 million naira and come and play CD for me. No, I can buy the CD. You perform live as a musician. Do you understand? Yeah. So they use live bands too. Okay, secondly, what was the second question again?
How to know your niche, how to carve your niche. Like we know that if you want anything Afrobeat right now, we're talking about what do you call these people? Oh, what's their name? These guys have just had a studio. Oh, Lies One. Vintage. If you're talking
Vintage,
about
yeah.
old school classics, talking about
Sugar.
Sugar, right? You're talking about like a mix of gospel and like, so you can see some people have carved their niche already, right? So how do you carve your niche if you want to start up a band?
Okay, so let me put it this way. Someone like Vintage was in a band before.
Okay.
So what he did was he worked on the part, majorly maybe some of the parts that the band was not working around, because that is not their own area. Took a little bit from here and there and carved his own niche out, because Vintage is like the new school of bands.
Yeah.
Do you understand? It's like the new school. So he worked on what was happening in maybe, I don't know, maybe Sugar, maybe Sharp or anything, then came up with his own.
Okay.
Carving out a niche for yourself. Sit down. If you are a lover of pure Fuji music, that you can't just without Fuji, don't go and sing Juju. Just sit down. Don't go and sing Juju or try. There's a guy called Fujicologist. The guy sings Fuji, gospel, and all these hip hop, Afro pop songs in Fuji way. It sounds nice. When I realized that, okay, I could do KSA's songs. When I get DMs a lot like, okay, are you KSA's son? Because when I start singing all those, you do understand, it will look like, okay, this person. So if it's Fuji, something will come to you. There is always something that sticks with you that you really like.
Stick to your niche.
Above all other songs, above all other kind of genres of, if it's reggae, stay there. Your people are there. If it is R&B, your people are there. I mean, at the time we had Bezalio. Bezalio lost Fuji in Ibadan. Bezalio will not go and do Fuji, but his R&B. Is there anybody that loves my Jesus? That is his style. Benga will do Shalala. Benga will not go and do Fuji. You understand that?
So it's like, have your niche, understand it, and know that you have your audience. It might start out slow, but you will have your audience. And the last and final question before we wrap up, is, so we see a lot of, so if I want to, okay, so let me even come from the band's perspective.
Yeah.
How much should you charge as a new band? Then for me I'm having an event, how much should I, like a good band, averagely good band, how much should I budget?
It depends. It depends on the location.
Okay.
Location and the kind of event that you are having.
Okay.
Okay. If my charges normally is 500,000 naira, and you're having an event in Abuja, and you know that I'm in Lagos, I won't take 500 from you. I'll take maybe like 1,500,000 from you. Yes, and people pay it, and you will pay it. Okay, maybe there's a discount. I take 1.3 because I have to fly down. I have to take my equipment to Abuja and everything. So you have to consider all of those things. And starting out as a new band, one thing that I was told, that I think everybody was told, was don't start with money. Don't start with big money. Look at what will take care of your logistics, your guys. Okay, guys, we are starting this band. If you start a band that you just want people to start knowing you and tell them that we charge 750,000, only my ass are doing. Because they don't know you. They can't trust you with that money. Thank God for Instagram now. The days when we don't have Instagram.
Yeah.
I know.
I've had 10,000. I've had 5,000.
Oh God.
I've had pure water.
I have received 200 naira before. 14 of us. 200 naira. Yes, 200 naira. Talking Drama was going to take 3,000 naira at the time, but we were giving 200 naira. Then anyway, let's move on. So don't just look at what will take care of your sound, logistic. Then each band has different rules that guides them. Some will say that we are just going to be taking money for sound for now, so that people can know us. We will not be paying ourselves anything. We'll just be sharing money from the spray. This band still do it till date. So it depends on your stuff. But well, if you want to start 250K, 300K, depending 400. But if you can come out, beam, there's Shano Dada, people really want to rush you.
All right, people. Thank you very much, Dari. Today as bands and DJs. Okay, so I just want to what do you call it? I want to finish because what he was saying was too deep for my imagination. So I want to finish the show on a very on a very sound level, if I want to say that. I want to Holy Ghost, hi sis. I want to finish the show on a very sound level. Like I want to so for those just joining me again, we're wrapping up the show, but my guest was talking about pricing and how sometimes a lot of bands are cheated, or I don't even want to use the word cheated. How well should I price? How well should I quote? How well should I I don't even know what to say, guys. Like I don't even know what to say. So for those oh Lord, 200 naira.
Yes, 200 naira.
Oh Lord.
I mean, I can see one or two of my guys online here now, and they can testify to it. So,
wow. I just
Brother Dari, hey, they believe 200 naira. I mean,
wow. But why do we like? I understand relationships and stuff, but why do we cheat each other, especially in Christendom? Like, why do we cheat each other when it comes to like? I would like I had a lot of like whatever my friends, and they were like, oh, because some of them had bands, and they were like, oh, you should have called us for the wedding and da. And I'm like, before you started your band, I had this person that came to sing, and we've had an agreement, and he held on to the agreement, right? And it became family, right? So it was not a process of one person is a friend or one person is this. It was a matter of I don't know. It was a matter of we need to make a decision based on what was promised and what was talked about. But we take advantage of each other when it comes to Christendom, and we take advantage of each other's skills when it comes to Christendom. And I just feel like you take 14 people to an event and you give them 200 naira as what? Like to buy pure water?
You can't even buy pure water. So that's it. And it's one of the things that makes people leave and just do their live banting or go secular, because you know that those ones will appreciate them better, because there's no encouragement. It's just for these days that you have people, some churches that would now say, okay, come. I mean, I don't want to mention names, but some churches now do like, we are losing people. People are going to the world to find money, so they start treating their people well and everything. But man, yeah, I received 1-2 before, 3,000, 250, all those kind of money. So if you love what you are doing, if you love it, then you stick to doing that thing for the love of it. So.
I still don't understand. Like I still don't understand. Like I have heard worse. So I'm not even.
So.
I like it's just disheartening that we do that to ourselves. Like we take advantage of each other, and you feel like people that know about like, this is what I used to eat, this is what I live with, like, this is basically what I'm feeding my family with, right? And you see people just messed up because of that. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I finished the conversation before we went, because it was just too shocking, and it's something that a lot of people might not be able to relate to, because they don't do that kind of work. Most people don't do that kind of work. Most people don't they don't do bad work, so they can't understand when you're talking about some ridiculous prices and you know that it is people that you call almost like family that are treating you like that. But yeah, it is what it is. But thank you very much, Dari, for coming on the show. Called him, like I think I messaged him one day and he turned up. So God bless you. God bless you real good.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate and celebrate you. So if you want to follow Dari, you should go subscribe to his YouTube channel at Dari Another Level. Follow him on Facebook and on Instagram at Dari Another Level. And you can also listen to a couple of his songs. That he has so many videos on YouTube. Yeah, so y'all should just go like run and go get a couple of his songs. And if you want to contact him, I believe that you can send him a DM. He replies DM, I believe so. So you can send him a DM, and I believe that they have like a link, like a bookings link, where on their page, so for booking there's a phone number on their page, so you can also follow him on that or send them a message and they will surely reply you.
Yep.
Oh, so I didn't call last year say you're still owing that. Well, y'all will settle after the show. But thank you very much, Dari, for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
Thank you. God bless you. Bye.
Bye. Yep.
Thank you very much, people, for tuning in today's show. I am very sure that you've had an amazing time, and I pray that as we enjoy the rest of the week, I hope that you take time to rest this weekend, take time to seek God's face, take time to treat people better. So if you've not been treating people good, you've been taking advantage of your friends' businesses, please do better. So it's very important for us. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Anu Adedire. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. And don't forget that we have a podcast, so you can also tune in and listen to another episode of the show on the podcast. Till I see you next week. I love you and I celebrate you. Bye.